to make sure everything is working. Let's come on. Work with me. There we go. Let's head over here real quick. Make sure everything is going well. It's been a while since I've been on the Wii U. Haven't played Mario Maker in a while. Haven't played Splatoon in a while. Last thing I played was Smash Brothers with my brother, but that's about it. Oh hey, I could do pop-out chat for this. I guess I could just leave this out then. Save up the power with it. Alright. So yeah, we're gonna play some Shovel Knight. Hopefully sound quality is fine. It should be fine. Pretty sure it should be fine. I just hope it doesn't go behind like it did before. Though I don't think it will. Before, like, it was like a 1-2 seconds late. I'm also playing the sound from my TV, so hopefully you can hear it and it's not too loud because my microphone is right in front of me rather than the TV. So naturally we're going to be playing the original campaign first. This is my recording footage, so I could delete that actually. And we're going to start as Shovel Knight in the future. I'll play as Plague Knight, and we're going to have fun with it. Shovel Knight was a Kickstarter back in 2013, and then it was finally funded to be released in 2014. It came out in May. I'm pretty sure it was May. I think it might be June or May, whichever. And it came out specifically for the PC, the Wii U, and 3DS, and it didn't get a Xbox One or a Sony release until the year after. So I thought that was kind of its own... It was a good thing for Nintendo to have this game out first, even though it doesn't have really any exclusive content right now. We're going to be waiting for Amiibo support with that co-op mode, as well as, I think, extra levels. Well, Shovel Knight's a game I really like. Maybe I like to speedrun it sometime, I don't know. I don't know about this kind of platform. I'd be pretty bad at it for speedrunning. Same thing for any Mega Man game, really. But, yeah. Dig in. Shovel Knight was also developed by Yacht Club Studios, generally run by a lot of let's hope this works, my Pro Controller, by former WayForward creators who designed the Shantae games, and the soundtrack was also created by Jake Kaufman, who also created the Shantae soundtrack. Great stuff, specifically for Pirate's Curse, and then in this game it's fantastic. This is just the beginning of the amazing soundtrack. Shovel Knight also takes that whole convention from retro games, and I think what made this game got popular was the fact that it used a lot of stuff from old NES retro games and puts it into a modern day system. The controls are fine-tuned. The level design, from what I've seen, was great, with a small issue, but nothing big. I'll mention it later. And it also takes some conventions from other retro titles and puts it into this game, such as the world map from Super Mario Bros. 3, the pogoing from DuckTales, the way you handle levels as well as bosses from Mega Man, power-ups from Castlevania, and the towns in this game, very similar to Zelda 2. But it all comes down to having its own uniqueness to it, to the point where it still feels original. And as the story was shown, the goal is to go find, or to stop, rather, the Order of No Quarter, run by the Enchantress and 8 other knights. So yeah, pretty much the structure of it all, also similar to Mega Man, 8 Robot Masters, and the final boss. And then taking all of the mechanics that we learned from previous levels and putting it into the final level. What I collected there was a music sheet. We got to collect all the sound test music and whatnot, and redeem it for gold. We can use gold to upgrade ourselves, buy some weapons, all of those things, and let's continue on. Some people look at it as a chore. It really, I guess, you don't have to go for it as long as you have gotten all of your needs and upgrades that, you have no desire of actually buying any more things after that. So yeah. And our first level here is the Plains, which really acts as a tutorial level, because a lot of the we have a lot of simple enemies here, as well as showing off the pogo ability. Let's destroy this guy, even though all of our treasure fell. And let's ignore him. And let's head off. A lot of secret walls here, indicated by some sort of mark on the wall. But yeah. I should also mention with the story is that Shovel Knight has lost his friend, Shield Knight, when a cursed amulet has taken over her from the Tower of Fates. That's the final level of the game. But when it comes to going through these levels, explore, find any sort of secret that you can and try to go there. Find the music sheets. Really, the music sheets I normally want to go for is the stage level themes. Those are always the most memorable ones for me. I don't really recall much of the boss themes. But here we go with our first boss, Black Knight, who in this game is really a rival to Shovel Knight, maybe an old friend, I don't know. But Black Knight is also mad at Shovel Knight for not watching over Shield Knight, because I think Black Knight and Shield Knight had some sort of romantic connection. Or at least Black Knight did to Shield Knight. And then Shield Knight's like, oh, whatever, I don't even know who you are. Pretty easy. I think Black Knight also shoots some magic, purple magic at you, which is easy to dodge, really. I never found the bosses in this game to be so simple, because really a lot of them just takes advantage of you. The bosses in this game only want you to just down thrust them. Really not much else. It's really there to exploit their weaknesses, at least. They don't have weaknesses, even though you do get items in this game, they don't have, like, specific weaknesses. But a lot of these weapons in this game... a lot of the weapons in this game do help out in certain boss fights, depending on how their pattern is. So level 1 is completed. And something neat about Shovel Knight and level progression is that even though you can't choose what level you want to do in any order you wish, you only have like maybe 2 at a time or 3 at a time eventually, you still get to choose which one out of those 2 or 3 that you want to face first. That way you can get the certain weapon out of the way. And that's really the reason why you would want to do that level first. Now we can't progress through yet, we need to go through the village. And this guy jokes around for the fact that we have a shovel and not a weapon. After that, as long as you talk to this guy, you can go back and go to the next level. That's really all that's stopping you. And this guy, you give him the music sheets, and he gives you 500 gold for each. We also have 2 upgrades here. We have this guy who can upgrade your health, and the blue mage over there who can upgrade your magic meter. Let's head here first, because we got 2 people here who gives us something good. We got the Tropo King, or the Tropo Acolyte, where we have chalices, and for chalices we get to store certain liquids inside. There's three kind of liquids, which we'll get into shortly. We can only find them in levels itself. Let's go here, this guy first. This guy's name is Chester, who normally you find in treasure chests, but let's buy this thing first because this is kind of important. This allows us to get more money, as well as finding more tropals to increase our chalices. And we may as well buy the second one, get it out of the way. The towns are good, at least. What we have here is just your basic stuff. But really our own way of customizing our Shovel Knight's abilities is mainly from the second village we'll head into shortly. Not shortly, but... well, yeah, kind of shortly. Kind of shortly. And let's go find one more music sheet, actually. For some reason, my Pro Controller keeps having me stop at some points. Hope that doesn't hurt in a while. You know what, I should be using... I don't remember... now that I think about it, I don't recall using the Pro Controller that much for Shovel Knight. And yes, this of course is on the Wii U. You can basically find this game on any major platform. Current, of course. From what I remembered, I think I played this game a lot on my gamepad, and the cool thing is that all of the weapons are on the bottom screen of the gamepad. Wait, do you give me money? No? Okay. Excuse me, excuse me. I also don't mean to talk to people here. I hate these people. No, I don't. They're pretty funny. Yeah, but for the gamepad, you get to instantaneously switch your weapons just by touching the bottom screen, which, you know, not having to pause while doing it is pretty good. we're going to head to King Knight first. Pridemore Keep. Another simple level. I believe this and the Plains were both playable levels in the demo. I can't remember what was different about the demo. I mean, I never played it, but I recall it having something different. But yeah, with our new fishing gear, we get to fish for goldfish, which either, and here's the yacht club symbol, which either gives us money, or if we find a tropical fish, those are the guys who will give us the liquids, the magic from our chalices. And yes, the fishing rod does use magic. I mean, it pretty much all the weapons in your game uses magic, except for the chalices themselves. We'll be getting one of the weapons in this level. Hopefully, I remember where one of the weapons were, because I can't remember. And it was one of the last levels in the game. I don't even know why I keep switching. And we're getting more money for this. Now, a lot of the money that you get in the game is from the dirt patches. You don't have to, constantly... You don't have to constantly hit the dirt to get money. It does seem like a little bit of a chore, as I mentioned before. There is an upgrade that does easily destroys the dirt patches, which I'm probably not going to get. I don't really care for it that much. The checkpoints here are interesting because I guess I could show it off one time. You can break these checkpoints and you can get money for it. You can kind of use it to challenge yourself because, you're basically destroying your checkpoint and it becomes useless after. And there are a lot of checkpoints in this game, and the reason being is because, well, the game is the levels are pretty long. The game itself is oddly pretty short at the same time. You can beat this game in probably three hours, I guess. $15 doesn't seem like it's much of a bargain for something that's as long as 3 hours, but I don't know, it's kind of worth it once you realize the quality that the game brought. Alright, so let's put Shovel Knight in here. And that blue treasure chest does look familiar. It's Chester. Every major level in the game, you'll find Chester, and he'll give you a special weapon. Now, you don't have to find him in each level in order to get the weapon. In case you complete a level while missing out on Chester, you could go find him at the first village, and you can go buy the item over there. Same price, I believe. The item we got here is the Flare Wand. Very simple. You shoot a fireball similar to what that enemy, or what these enemies do, and you can hit it back. Uses magic. You can also see how much magic each of them does, and oddly enough, the fire rod does more. Let's go back actually. There's also wall meat. You might have seen that, a lot of hidden walls also contain some items or health for Shovel Knight. Because similar to Castlevania, you can go find those items, or there will be meat and food to replenish Shovel Knight's health. That's basically how you replenish all of it. Let's keep going over here. This guy's kind of a pain, because unlike the dragon from the first level, you can't continuously down thrust him, you'll eventually take damage. Ow. Alright. Okay, make sure you get up here. There's a little secret over here. I'm going Super Mario Brothers 1 on here. Uh-oh. Okay, gotta really time that well. And now you'll notice that those blue bottles are your magic replenishes. Let's see what's in here. Alright. Also, that music note in the beginning of the level was so hard to find. I never considered going backwards in a level to find a secret. I believe that's it here, though. Let's go back. The flare wand is oddly one of my most used weapons, despite it being one of the earliest ones that you'll find. I was like, wow, this weapon's really cool, and then the later ones are like not as practical. Maybe a few. There's a couple weapons I do like. Well, some of them are not really weapons. They're more like level... other ways of going through a level. Alright, we got another music note here. I believe every level only has 2, unless there's more music notes, but yeah. I almost got hit by here. There is knockback in this game. It's a classic NES trope that I despise. Yet, oddly enough, there is an upgrade that allows you to not have knockback, but at the same time you have lower traction, like you're on ice. It's not horrible. I mean, I've been through many slippery levels before, and none are like what I would describe. That's the upgrade. And we have a lot of wall meat here. Don't really need it. And we're back with this guy. Did not mean to do that. Just... okay, you know what? Let's just leave. Hopefully I could take on King Knight with my amount of health. And yes, oddly enough, King Knight's not really even the real king. I don't know which kind of knight he dethroned. There's a lot of shovel puns, or at least little quotes of shovels. Oops. Watch out for the confetti, because they do hurt. I'm actually surprised I still lived. I wasn't actually looking at his health meter. I'm not sure how I'm going to handle this, handle the streams with this game. It's a short game, so I don't have to worry about, like, certain weeks of playing this game. But I'm not planning on playing through the entire game in this run. I mean, maybe I can... I'll see if I could possibly go through a little bit over here. Go through, like, maybe half of the levels. Like, maybe I could do 2 in the next section of the overworld. So here's the Tropical King. The Tropical King will give us these Echors. That's what they're called. You have one that refills all of your magic and health, one that makes you invincible for 10 seconds, and one that draws by treasure. Which, to be fair, that is a pretty decent one to have, considering there's a lot of treasure far away, so you want to save yourself the trouble. Oh yeah, we can have 2 actually. Yeah, so you can save yourself the trouble by, you know, digging a lot. So we're gonna have some fun listening to this guy. I also apologize for my computer. I think it's going a little bit intensive here. Not too intensive, I hope. This was one of the weirdest looking things I've seen. The Troupple is basically a trout and an apple, I think. So yeah, I think what I'll do is Mega Man fashion. I would split the bosses in half, and because Black Knight in the first level is not part of it really, I'll do 3 more levels. Alright, so yeah, he basically aided us with this. I'm not sure if if you can continuously buy or get the Ecors from him without pay. If so, I guess that's great. But then again, you'll also find it during levels and stuff. Alright. So let's go back for a bit, and let's upgrade ourselves, actually. This is a meal ticket. You'll find these throughout the level anyways, or throughout the game. You can use this to give yourself more health. And I also may as well upgrade from her as well. Yeah, we still have enough from Chester. So now we have 40 magic balls to have. And here's Chester. Now, one of the items that you can buy from him that isn't in any level, from what I understand, is the Chaos Sphere. I haven't really used this item all that much. It bounces out a lot though, but I'd like to I don't know. I never found it that useful. Maybe it gradually maybe it gets more powerful as it bounces, similar to like Strike Man's Rebound Strike or something. But yeah, that's one of those weapons where it's just not that practical. So this is Mona. I probably should have shown her off the first time. But you play this little game here just to make a profit. It has no added thing to this game. I mean, I guess it's for fun. This is like, I think, the only mini game in this game anyways, so you may as well have it. Just hit as much as you can, and as long as you break 100, then you're fine. Mona's also a character you'll encounter. Actually, Mona plays a big role, I should say, from the Plague of Shadows DLC. Oh, sweet. And we also get the music sheet for that. For the music itself. And now let's head back and face off against level 3. But yeah, Mona plays a big role in Plague of Shadows because she's actually a friend of Plague Knight, who we'll see later on. And yes, like Super Mario Bros. 3, you get to face off against enemy encounters on the world map and do some extra goodies. Now we're going to head to the Lich Yard. One of the most interesting, definitely the first eye-catching level in the game. Not just because it's a graveyard setting, but because of what gimmick you'll have. A lot of people hate the fact that the levels are long. Again, I don't mind. You know, pretty much the rest of the game is going to have long levels, including this one. But there's always going to be a new gimmick to the level that actually you know, is used pretty well without having to really make the player feel uncomfortable. Except for one instance in one of the later levels, I would say. But at least it's something new to go through. It doesn't really make the game or the levels drag long or anything. From what I understand, I don't think there's anything else here. We can just go back. Yeah, those ghosts don't die, at least not in this level. They just kind of become temporarily stunned. Okay, I really hate that guy. Let's head out of here. I don't know if you count him as a mini boss either. I'm also dying a lot. Let's try to... Yeah, those little green bean bag things are pretty neat. This is also the home of Spectre Knight, who is probably my... who's probably my favorite knight, honestly, based on design and his battle and all that stuff. And there's a lot of bombs here, I don't know why. But yeah, Spectre Knight looks awesome, and his boss fight was really cool. Really challenging, and not cheap, but, you know, you can kind of make out the pattern and stuff with it. Oh, and yes, the music... Yeah, I've already mentioned Jake Kaufman has composed the soundtrack for this game. This is definitely one of my favorite songs from this game. Same goes for Pridemoor Keep. I kind of find the... I kind of find the first level's theme to be kind of overrated. It's fine though. I think this is where the song, or the soundtrack really hits me. This one, or probably one of the levels we'll be heading to soon. Yeah, let's double hit him. He's always really... Yeah, make sure you don't go in the water. Make sure you don't hit the spikes. Spikes are instant death, like Mega Man. And this controller really sucking me right now. My first death. And we're also pretty far. Oh. Oh boy, that sucked. Yeah, this controller is not helping me out. I don't know what's with it right now. I haven't used it in a while. Maybe it's gotten old. It is a used controller though. So I don't know. That's something else I should mention about this game. This game doesn't have any lives. And basically when you die... Basically when you die you lose your money. However, you could get it back. Alright, come on. And as long as you don't die again, you won't have to worry about losing more money. Alright, so let's push this back up. We got a little puzzle here. Yeah, Shovel Knight's a game I'd like to speedrun, but I don't know, it seems kind of difficult. I saw Peekle's stream, or a speedrun of it, and that seemed pretty challenging, based on from what I saw at least. I can't remember if there's anything up here. No, there can't be. We can't even make it over there. Can we? I actually can't remember. Oh, yeah, we probably could with the enemies. Are they there? Okay, there we go. Let's try that again. There we go. Yeah, I was about to miss out on one of Chester's items. This is one of the best items in the game, actually. And to be fair, it does seem kind of OP for bosses. This is the Phase Locket. You become invincible for like 2-3 seconds. Once you see your shelf, once you see your the static about to fade away, that's when you know it's about to wear off. And below there, generally you'll see music notes become... You'll see music notes in like hidden areas, but there's actually a music note down there. So let's go get it and knock this guy over here. And let's head around. As far as me streaming this in the future, obviously I'll finish it. Kind of short on time though. I know I don't have time to do it tomorrow. And generally, maybe I could do it Thursday. No, actually I can't. I forgot I'm working Thursday. Yeah, Fridays, Saturdays, I always work until like 8 o'clock. Or except Thursday, I'm working until 9:30. So there's no I'm gonna have time. I need to wake up early anyways the next day. I'm wondering if this has bothered anyone yet. The whole lights out gimmick hasn't really bothered me for a while. I also really hate those ghosts sometimes. But we managed it. We pulled through. Maybe I could try Friday, Saturday, or Sunday with streaming in the evening. But here we go with Spectre Knight. He looks really cool. I think the coolest part about him is when you kill him, his cloth comes off. Now, the strategy you'll see with Spectre Knight is that, you know, when he's flying towards you, make sure you hit him. That way he bounces back pretty much. When he does that, just jump over it. And when he swings his scythe around, when he swings his scythe, make sure you look at where the scythe is going to fly towards. And that way you can kind of take advantage of where he warps to. Look at that, I haven't gotten hit yet. I never... Wow. Yeah, he could turn off the light as well. Did I really just beat him without getting hit? That is the first time that's ever happened. I was about to mention as well that he was one of the hardest knights I've faced out of all of them. But the fact that I know his pattern that well, I guess that means I enjoy fighting him at least. Something cool about these sequences here is that you can... It takes what you have been through so far and made it as a very climatic way of like saving Shield Knight in your dreams. You can also get money from here too, which is pretty nice. A lot of money actually. But of course you can just use the phase locket here. There we go. And every portion of the world, every portion of each of the world also contains always 3 levels, and once you have beaten those 3 levels, you get access to the next portion of the world, as well as having a meal ticket to upgrade your health. So it's basically a free one. And hooray for the warrior not interfering with the village. Before I head to this guy, I actually want to redeem my meal ticket as well as upgrading my magic and doing something down there because I know I'm going to get another music sheet. Not even sure where he eats, what Shovel Knight eats sometimes. Okay, so we got 50. And once you have defeated Spectre Knight, you get to talk to this girl. Basically rewarding us with not only a dance, but a music sheet. Regardless, you get 500 gold for this. Actually, I love her dance. Especially since she jumps up to the bar. Alright. I think, actually, that's pretty much it for this town. We're pretty much done here. You know, aside from upgrading our health and magic. And putting in more music sheets. But we're pretty good to go. Now, another cool thing about the world map is the mini test your skill sections that you have here. Like, there's one based around the weapons you get from the stages, and this one's built around the phase locket. This one's really cool. I'll say one of my favorites is the flying dagger one, which we'll get into soon. But yeah, the whole goal for this is like timing your phase locket usage correctly. Luckily, it's not like you have 1 health for this. Because if you did, then you would probably have to use it, but... And that's pretty much it. It's fun, though. However, I don't think you can go back to these. Okay, sorry about that, guys. But yeah, unfortunately, you can't go back to these levels for some reason. I don't know, I've always liked those kind of levels, so it's kind of a shame. So now we're at the second portion of the map. We can't go to this second village yet until we have completed either this level or this level. And the Exploratorium is probably the last level we'll be heading to for this portion, so you won't be seeing it until next stream. What I will show off... It's probably this level. Well, yeah, let's do that, actually. The Iron Whale. An underwater level, which actually is pretty enjoyable. The music's okay. It's not really one of my favorites. It's relaxing, but I guess I like the more high-tuned, more intense themes in the game. Okay. But I love how this place looks. Yeah, let's just use this. There's that instinct in me that never really uses the items a whole lot until... Oh god, let's try to jump over here. Aha. Come on. Come on, come on. I want this guy to get out of the way. Each variation of those knights kind of do a different tactic in order to face Shovel Knight. It's interesting, actually. But the reason I'm doing this level is, as I mentioned before, it's mainly for the weapons, because nothing's necessarily stopping you. Unless if you say you don't want to do a certain level because it's so hard, and you don't want to get out of the way first, or maybe you do. Alright, let's just head over here. We got these little tentacle things allowing us to use the down thrust ability more often. Or not, you can destroy that one. And the Robot... God, I keep mixing up these guys with Robot Masters, actually. I got Mega Man on my mind. I was just playing Mega Man 3 today. The knight we're facing off today is what I like to call Big Daddy from BioShock, because that's who he is. But really, though, Treasure Knight is also one of my favorite knights in terms of design. The cool thing about this level and having to find the weapon of this area is that there's no way you'll miss out on it because it's right here. At least, kind of. You have to face this anglerfish first. Not all levels have mini-bosses. When they do, they're pretty cool. Uh-oh, I'm dead. Well, that sucked. Really want my... I really want my computer to stop making that noise. Let's use our phase locket in case we do get hit. Yeah, when there is mini-bosses, they're fine. Nothing really stuck out to me from what I remembered. Oh, no. The phase locket canceled my jump. Alright, well. Luckily, I don't think that got rid of my magic, though. It's fine the way it was. And this is one of those portions where oh my god. Alright, well, let's losing all of that money, and it's super hard for me to get it all back because it's underneath platforms. Whenever that happens, I hate it. Yeah, there's no way for me getting that, actually. Certain weapons do get it for you. Fortunately, you can't down thrust this guy. Ow. Alright, come on. Let's get this guy out of the way. Man, that sucked. I don't generally have trouble with this level. And it's a good thing I didn't lose 3,000. Alright, we got the throwing anchor. Wow, this is one of my favorite weapons to use. Because you can throw it in an arc, and it has decent coverage right there. So, that's good. Alright, let's get the magic here. Unfortunately, you can't use it on the ladders. To be fair, I don't think you can do that with any other weapon either, so that's okay. But we can take care of this guy, no problem. Just 4 hits and he's good to go. Alright. And let's just ride off over here. No! Luckily, you could still use your ladder while you're on your shovel. I think I said that wrong. You can use your shovel while you're on the ladder. And I'm pretty sure there's invincibility frames when you land on spikes. It's not like Mega Man 1 shenanigans. Alright, let's just head over here. Head up. And dodge these torpedo platforms. And yeah, see, because they're purple, they kind of have their own set of skills by using the throwing anchor as well. There's like a lot of enemies normally takes 4 hits with throwing anchor, except for those guys, but you know. Let's see what's in here actually. Man, I hate losing all that money actually. That always sucks. Okay, make sure you jump there in case you don't get that enough. You don't get enough room to squeeze yourself through. And unfortunately, I'm out of magic. Oh wait, there we go. I want you to die. Thank you. And we could just go through here, no problem. The game isn't too difficult. Like, it's not like any sort of Mega Man difficult, actually. Oh! No! I really want this guy to die. Leave me alone! Alright. Oh my god. The Exploratorium is a level that I generally struggle through, and yet I don't necessarily die a lot in that level. It's just me taking a lot of hits, though I do remember having a lot of problems with that level in New Game Plus. Okay, so the reason why I kind of stuttered there is because I kind of missed out on a secret. Yeah, I just instantly jumped down without thinking about this area. I also want these guys to go away. Please go away. Oh, God. Okay. There we go. Look at this. This makes me happy. Having to collect actual enough money. Alright. And then we can kind of pass by here. Okay. Those gray hermit crab enemies don't die, actually. Okay, make sure you hit these walls in time. And I don't have enough health. Okay, let's just use this then. Because I don't want to die. And the 10 seconds is actually a lot longer than you might see it as. I guess the only downside with using the down thrust sometimes is that you don't hit them as many times as you might think. Also, screw that sand dune hit. And that was a lot easier than I thought. Man, how long have I been going on for? Maybe an hour. That's okay. I guess I'll make this stream go as long as 3 sessions. Also, you don't need to see most of the dream sequences. It's mainly the ones as soon as you finish the 3rd level from each world. Defeating Treasure Knight will get us to the 2nd village, and I want to hope that I can. I hope I could actually get myself an upgrade before I head off to the next level. I can get this one. So yeah, you have a lot of armor here that affects your abilities really, And you also have this guy here, which can increase your shovel, not mobility, but added effects. I think I'm going to go for the trench, the charge handle first off. I'm more of the offensive side. So the charge handle and the silver armor, I generally do first. There is more to this level, but I can't really do much of it with this much money. So we're going to skip on it for now. At least I have some sort of bonus here. We're going to head to Lost City now, as for the last night for today. Mole Knights. Not one of my favorite robot masters. There I go saying it as a robot master. Not one of my favorite knight designs, actually. Looks kind of goofy. This, however, has been by far one of the best soundtracks in this entire game. And it's one of the reasons why I downloaded the soundtrack in the first place. Amazing stuff. It's one of my favorite tracks, without a doubt. My favorite track is from another night stage, which we'll head into very soon. Alright, let's grab this apple first. Those shielded enemies, I don't know if they're weak to any sort of, if they take damage from a certain weapon, but obviously you can only defeat them in the back. We also have this weird beetle with like gelatin on the backside. I don't know what that's all about. Oh, but this music is so catchy. Yeah, Shovel Knight does a little dance whenever you press the down button. No. Okay. I don't generally go up here, actually. It's kind of interesting. Alright. I believe there's also a remix album of Shovel Knight, which I haven't really gotten too much interested in. Alright. Whoops. Yeah, this guy, that bridge always bothered me with how it's supposed to represent, because it looks like it was just a rope across, but it's actually a bridge, and it shows that it's being shown off here because there's something on it in the first place. I wish that was like that before. And now we have these fish heads, which you can't really kill on the top, but you can use it as a way of getting through the level. Kind of. You don't always need to. Some portions you do. Alright. The spikes are not instant kill if you have invincibility frames, but I think the lava is. I think. I know the pits are, obviously. Okay, before we head down, let's head over here. How did I fall? How did I fall? I'm not even wearing the black armor. Oh, okay, I'm only here. Okay, it's not that bad, Adam. Just don't want to die again. I don't understand that. I believe the throwing anchor, actually, you can grab the bags for you. Never mind. Oh, your shovel does. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. Okay, and I think over here is just a music note. Hey, if this is the music note for the Lost City theme, you best believe to grab it as fast as you can. You can't miss out on it. Alright, let's wait for this guy. I'm still in shock how much I died in the Iron Whale. I hate that. Alright. Oh, there's food. I did not realize that. Be sure you know when to hit these blocks, actually, because you could hit them at the wrong side and they could probably screw you, because you, like right here, you don't want to down thrust when you land, even though your distinctive instinct is to down thrust as much as you can because it's really fun to plow through at blocks. But don't do it that much. Now we have a new gimmick. Lava that looks like Jello. Actually, we could first grab the weapon here first. Oh, I hope I can afford it. No! I can't afford it. What if I can grab some money over here? Huh. Maybe. Maybe if I... No, it's only 50. Hold on. I might... Oh, I can't get it now. Or maybe I could. Yeah, I could. Okay, okay. Wait a minute. I got this. I don't want to miss out on the power-up. There we go. Now we got enough. Oh, no. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Now I can bounce off of it. There we go. Oh, man. I thought it was going to slide completely off. I could have also hit the checkpoint, but that was way too risky. Way too risky. Alright. So now we have the Dust Knuckles. Allows us to punch through these blocks as if they're like helping us platform across. It's also used to punch enemies, and I guess you can use it to... I don't know. I don't really use it for enemies. It's mainly for this. Once again, weapons are just sort of practical. Oh, also watch out for those guys. They normally... You'll see them because of... ever since this level. And they're pretty annoying. Well, I'm glad I managed to go for it and find some money. Oh, speaking of which, I probably should make sure I know where the flying dagger is in one of the later levels. I also like how the green blobs affect the fire enemies to make them green again. And the gelatin doesn't stay in long. It's just the ones that are already green in the first place. Oh, that sucked. Alright, now we can bounce. Oh no. Okay, there we go. No! Oh, I managed to hit it still. That was completely by accident. Alright, well, let's try to dodge this anyway. Okay, there we go. Alright, and... hit this. Go over here. And there we go. Head down. Alright, I hate this enemy. Oh! And it was for that reason. I hate him a lot. And I'm all the way back here. Oh my god. Alright. That stupid enemy. Ugh. There we go. There we go. Yes. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna take the hit. I have bounced off of him, but sometimes he just doesn't want to. He just sometimes doesn't want to. Oh my god. Get. He sometimes doesn't want to put his shield up all the time. That aggravates me. Alright, now we're on the second beetle portion. Just stand on him and head off. I think the Dust Knuckles would actually be helpful here. Alright. And we need his green bubble back to have us climb up here, and then we made it. The last part was ironically not as hard as the part before it. That's also very it's also very fun to do. I also want to play Spelunky. Thank you, Mole Knight, for reminding me about that. Alright. Mole Knight is one of the easiest knights to face. Okay, when he lands, make sure you just do this. Because guess what? This is all he's going to do until he goes back down. He's already down to half health. This attack's kind of hard to dodge. How did I get hit from that? Anyway, Mole Knight's dead. Mole Knight is one of the easiest. I thought he was the easiest at first. There is another knight I think is a lot easier than him. So, yeah, once we get to him, it's crazy. I also like to find out if every knight has like a certain weapon weakness. That'd be pretty nice. Though I guess they don't want it to be too Mega Man. There we go. All right. And with that, we got ourselves not much unlocked, but I like going over that level first anyways. So that's it for this session of Shovel Knight. Next time we'll probably go do well, we're gonna do the Exploratorium, go back to the other village. In fact, the village is probably the first thing we're gonna do, and do the other 4 levels. Basically, we're halfway done, I guess you can say. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you all whenever. Take care.